was, 2 years ago when we had the harsh winter? It was a blizzard outside, and I have a mom standing at the locked door of the family shelter speaking on the intercom system, asking if there's a place for her to stay and her 1-year-old daughter to stay that night. Staff had called me and said, we don't have any room for her. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, well, you make room for her. You break out the blankets and clear the couch and make a little room for her. And so that's what they did, and she stayed there till she could meet with the case manager the next day. Just to think of that mom and what she must have been thinking, carrying around her 1-year-old baby in the middle of a snowstorm, wondering if they're even going to survive that night. Luckily, the shelters were there, and luckily the Volunteers of America was there, and we were able to save her, and probably saved her baby's life that night from freezing to death. And so that makes me proud of the work that we do.
At some point or another, everybody needs help, whether it's the smallest little thing or the biggest thing. I go to work every day, come home, get my baby, and that has turned my life around. This is Omar. This is my son. He's 2. That is my baby, my everything. I have to be a good mom, because I know I only get one chance at that. I trusted someone I shouldn't have trusted. Things took a turn. I was staying with them and I got put out of there, so me and my baby had nowhere to go. So I literally got online and Googled emergency shelters. I came down here and I spoke to the director of the shelter, which is Monica, and she understood where I was coming from. And she was able to get me in within a couple days, me and Omar. When I first got here, it felt like there was a ton of bricks on my shoulder. But each step I took felt like one of them was lifted. One was taken off. When I got here, one was taken off. When I got a job, one was taken off. When I was advised on the housing opportunities, another one was taken off. When I got approved for my apartment, another brick was taken off. I'm getting ready to move. And I think that's the final brick. Sometimes we just need to feel like we're safe and need to be pushed in the right direction and to be able to further do it on our own. Rebuilding my life for me and my son. Thank you to the entire VOA for everything you've done for me and my son. Not just me and my son, to the families that are helped each and every day.
Life has a way of, it can be really harsh at times. Life can be harsh, and we all know that.
They're no different than you or your neighbor or somebody that you see in the shopping center. They're just like you and me.
We are all on this earth together, and we need to understand that they just need compassion and some help.
Talk to them, say hi, acknowledge them as a human being. Have a conversation.
They haven't been born to be on the street. Their life brought them there. Whatever they've been through brought them there.
So I've been in the Reno area for almost 40 years. Raised my family here over a few year period and some challenges and things that occurred. My mother passed away. My father passed, my wife passed. And everyone and all the people I loved and cared the most about were gone. At the time I wasn't afraid of dying, but I sure as hell was afraid of living. I had no place. I had no place to live. I walked down onto Record Street, and being at the homeless center at 60 years old was nothing I ever imagined would happen in my life. When I would get the opportunity to be at the center, there were a handful of people who were truly angels. They treated me with respect and actually some kindness. While I was there, a lady came in carrying a big sign and it said, "Now hiring." After the interview, they called me an hour or two later. They asked me if I could start the next day. And I've never looked back since. I will never try and be a perfect man, but I want to be a better man. This is the neighborhood that we grew up in. I raised my family and my kids here. They both went to Reno High. This is coming back to where, we raised our family for 20 years. Because this is my home, I'm proud of myself. Here it's laughter and kids, and this is life, this is love. This is a good place. And it's where I feel safe now. I feel very safe and certainly very grateful. They're the most incredible, patient, kind, dedicated people. They're doing the hardest work. And so I would say thank you. Please, never give up on what you do.
If you see someone in need, whether it's someone that's homeless, someone that's not homeless, how can you tell if someone's homeless? You're just judging based on appearance. So anyone that needs assistance or help, why not help them?
All things are derived from caring about your fellow human being on a real level.
We all want a good life. I want a good life. You want a good life. Let's love each other.
We can actually be an example to the rest of the nation of how you can actually help folks get back into the real world.
VOA means a future life for folks who need support, not just emergency care, but long-term support in housing.
The homeless population deserves the help that we provide them, and they deserve to be loved. We're all human beings.
If you really want to change and really want to do what's right for you and your family, this is the place to come, because they'll help you do that.
There's only one letter different between hopeless and homeless. We instill hope when we love. That's what it's all about. It gives somebody hope.